Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Hassett, and this episode is brought to you by our Patreon. If you enjoy the show and want to support, the link is in the description. But yesterday we got to watch a part of NFL history. The tied for lowest scoring game of all time happened yesterday, where the Minnesota Vikings handled the Raiders in a 3-0 victory. But unfortunately, that's not the whole story of that game. Now, 51 years ago today, we as Americans landed on the moon. That being said, this space venture that we're going to be referencing today wasn't so historic because the pastronaut Josh Dobbs had a performance comparable not to the great moon landing, but to the Challenger venture that ended in an explosion in flames and was very sad because Josh Dobbs got benched yesterday and the pastronaut run is officially over. Patrick.
He's got to be hurt though, right? Like it's not his fault. There's no way. I mean, I watched Joshua Dobbs on the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have a 10-3 record. So it's not Joshua Dobbs' fault. So clearly something has happened recently. I think Joshua Dobbs is hurt. I mean, if I'm Joshua Dobbs' agent, I'm getting on the phone this morning and I'm saying my guy got hurt against the Chicago Bears and he's been trying to play through it because he's a tough guy and he cares that much about the team.
That's the thing. If Joshua Dobbs gets hurt like 2 weeks ago and he gets back somewhere, somebody's like, oh, man, Josh Dobbs, you see the way he's been playing? Yeah, we pay that guy either to be, a starter or potentially like a really handsomely paid backup. Like that's what's kind of happening there. Now, it's unfortunate for the situation. I think it's fortunate for both teams. I guess maybe Aiden O'Connell, not the guy. We're not sure for the Raiders. They had weapons. They had everything. I mean, Josh Jacobs does get hurt, which sucks. But they still, Devontae Adams, you can't find him a couple more times. Aiden O'Connell, what are we doing? But I think another massive story in this game is, Patrick, what we're talking about is Justin Jefferson. And Justin Jefferson coming back actually made the team play worse. Now, he does then leave the game, which I think gives them a lot of hope for next week. But Justin Jefferson fantasy owners have to be in shambles right now.
Yeah, it's tough because you got to think if you're a Justin Jefferson fantasy owner, you're gearing up for the fantasy playoffs, right? You kept this guy when people were probably asking, hey, Justin Jefferson's out there on the market. He's hurt. Maybe I can go get trade value for him right now. And a lot of fantasy owners, they said, nope, Justin Jefferson's my guy. I'm sticking with him, and I'm ready for him to come back and be full force for the playoffs. And little did we know that maybe just one hit is all it took, and he may not play again this season.
Yeah, one hit is all it takes. Fall in love with me. Was that what's that? How's this song? It's not one hit, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely one kiss. But and so
that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Those lyrics. Well, it is tough because they had it in the back pocket, and they're like, "Hey, we make a playoff push here. We get Justin Jefferson. We're feeling really good." Maybe it's time for the Raiders to consider getting a coach, Patrick. Do you think that's...
It could, but you gotta remember, I'm told that, the interim guy they got now, he's trying to build his staff out for next year already. And that feels a little bit premature.
So he thinks he's going to be the guy.
Well, and I hate to break it to him, but I don't think he's going to be the guy. And that's what's really unfortunate about him is it's there must be a disconnect somewhere. But you got to remember yesterday, Josh, that Joshua Dobbs gets benched. They bring in Nick Mullins, but this was a Nick Mullins revenge game. He was with the Las Vegas Raiders on their practice squad, at least for preseason, at some point. So it was a revenge game yesterday. And that's hard for any coach, let alone an interim coach, to have to go against.
Right. I mean, what if we're all wrong about this game? What if this was just like two defenses like playing?
Yeah, but I don't think,
and we can't see it.
Josh, I think we've watched enough football to know that I don't think that was the case.
Well, either way, awesome that we had a 3-0 game, and I didn't have to watch it, so that's why I feel pretty good about it. A game that a lot of people were watching yesterday, Patrick, we had to chat about it, it was a game between two people that literally changed the rules of the sport because of the previous times that they've played. Now, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs went and played Buffalo in Arrowhead.
Feels like it's never in Buffalo. It's always in Arrowhead is what it feels like.
They traveled to Arrowhead, I believe, right? I'm right about that, right?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there were certain people in the audience, in attendance, that has been frequenting those events recently.
Brittany Mahomes, right.
Now, this game was 17-17 with about 4 minutes left in the game. It's a back-and-forth battle. The Bills take the lead, and it's up to Patrick Mahomes to do what Patrick Mahomes has done for about most of his career. Now, it was a big play. He throws it to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce laterals it to who?
Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney then runs it in, scores a touchdown. Chiefs fans win. That's the game I saw.
That's the game you saw, Josh. And then the referee said, not so fast, because Kadarius Toney lines up offsides. And Josh, I'm going to go on record. If I was Kadarius Toney, I wouldn't have lined up offsides. I just wouldn't have done it, because I wouldn't cost my team like that. I wouldn't be that much of an idiot. I might not be as good and as talented as Kadarius Toney, but I wouldn't have lined up offsides.
Well, and you know, he was probably just thinking that, like, get a couple extra inches goes a long way on that route.
It goes a long way because he knows that he's just trying to get in position for the lateral. You know, he just wants to make sure he's there in enough time, because, you know, there's a chance that, 7-8 seconds into the play, that's not enough time to get 20 yards downfield.
Well, and Patrick Mahomes after the game, he wasn't happy. Now, I'm not sure if he's watched the tape or watched the tape at all, but he threw his helmet on the ground. He went to the press conference, which gave him ample time
to watch the
look
film.
at the play, to watch the play. I don't know if he did or not. He goes in, he gets basically just complains for the press conference. When he was dapping up Josh Allen at the end, Josh Allen, hey, good game, good stuff, classic Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes goes, worst Evan call I've ever seen. Worst Evan call I've ever seen. and like that, I think in my brain, Patrick Mahomes is getting a little too comfortable.
A little too comfortable, Josh. I think he's almost the opposite end. He's now getting so upset. He's not comfortable anymore. This guy, he's off the rails.
I think he's getting a little bit too comfortable with the idea that he's the best quarterback in this league, is what I'm saying. He's taking the graces that we give people for being good, and he's just pushing the limit. I mean, we could handle Patrick Mahomes' brother being just the worst. But because he was so good, anybody else's brother is like that, and families like that, we probably say, yeah, you're out of the league. But because he's so good, we let that slide.
I expect
Patrick Mahomes' buddy gets A-list girlfriend who brings a bunch of distraction. Well, we let that slide. Patrick Mahomes is very good.
Well, I expect that sometime between now and Wednesday afternoon, Patrick Mahomes is rather going to release a statement, or he's going to get up there in the press conference and he's going to say, I'm really sorry that my emotions got the best of me. I want to apologize to Josh Allen. And I think that's part of the recovery tour here for Patrick Mahomes. Now, if that doesn't happen, this guy's off the rails.
Well, listen, America's out. America's all out on the Chiefs.
They are.
Because I think
not America's
tired
team.
of hearing it in the mainstream media. I think they're tired of hearing all the outside noise. They're tired of seeing every commercial for State Farm is just the Chiefs. All is the coach, the star tight end, and the quarterback. Every one. They don't change it up at all. Like I want to see Lamar Jackson selling me insurance. That's what I want to see.
Well, he's hooked up with the entire gym, and that's an investment in itself. I mean, because you don't even need the insurance to cover the entire gym. I mean, it's literally like, what more could you ask for? It's the entire gym.
I'm done with Patrick Mahomes. I'm done completely. That was the last straw. The last straw. I'm done. So that was fun. On a good positive note, Cowboys destroy the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of called it, Josh. We knew it. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, so basically, the Cowboys, they went into their home stadium. Eagles come to them. Eagles are like, hey, we're fine. Lost last week. We're going to bounce back. We're that team. We're those guys. Newsflash, guys. We had a graphic we made a long time ago that said the Eagles were frauds. And here I am saying I was right the entire time.
You were.
The Eagles are frauds, and now it's coming to light. They lose to the Cowboys this week, and it wasn't even close. The Cowboys dominated them. They couldn't play defense. Their offense was pitiful. You look at the score, you say, "Oh, they got put up some points." No, they didn't. Did you know that 7 of those points were contributed by their defense? Well, 6 of them, and then the special teams for that 7th on that one.
Yeah, it's true, Josh.
But actually, the special teams kind of contributed a lot more than that.
The special teams itself contributed 7. So, I mean, that's more than the offense contributed. And so, Josh, we're sitting here and we're wondering, did the 49ers expose something of the Eagles? Did the 49ers develop the blueprint? Or is this a situation where you don't have one of your guys on the sidelines, Big Dom, he's not there, and it's just a tough situation for these Eagles to rally around?
Yeah. Well, I think the silver lining is that the tush-push still works. So I think right now the Eagles' only hope is that they can develop a way to extend that tush-push 1 or 2 more yards, and then they just run it every play. Run it every play.
Domination.
Wear down the defensive line. Control the clock. That's the Eagles' only chance right now.
Right. And then maybe throwing a couple fake, tush pushes in there, maybe throwing a pass, maybe a reverse or something. Just change it up every now and again. But Eagles, not a great day to be on Philly Sports Talk Radio.
No, it's not. Now, I will say that. Oh man, I had a thought, Patrick. I had a thought. Now it's gone. Moral of the story is, Eagles, they got some fighting. Oh, I was gonna say, I called Eagles fans crazy for trying to fire their offensive coordinator like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, dude, you guys are on the top of the mountain. They might have been some, maybe they were seeing something we weren't seeing, and now I'm kind of thinking they're right. So
I think
that's crazy.
I think they were ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve for sure. They're on top of it. Joe Flacco officially wins the starting job in Cleveland. Now, he comes out there. He throws 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception. I believe 2 touchdowns. Or is it 3? He might have been 3.
It might have been 3, Josh. Yeah, it might have been. We'll have to get the stats guy on it.
Let me get that stats on that. But Joe Flacco balls. He balls out. Gets the Browns a massive win, which does help the Ravens. So maybe he's a little bit of undercover agent here right now. We're not sure. But he's happy. He said in the locker room when he's got the game ball, he said, I feel like a 10-year-old kid out there.
And he does. And that's all he wants.
He's happy. He's cheesing.
I mean,
3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
from Joe.
3 touchdowns. And 3 weeks ago, Josh, he was sitting on his mom's couch. So not only is he a good football player, but I mean, he's a great son, right? He's still over there. He's hanging out with his mom. He's over there watching that Browns team. And for Joe Flacco, I mean, welcome back. I'm officially saying it. The Browns are making the playoffs. This is what they needed. Congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. It's Joe Flacco and Baker Mayfield, the two quarterbacks in the last 20 years to get the Browns to the playoffs.
Right. And it's funny because some people are saying that Joe Flacco is already the best quarterback the Browns have ever had.
Yeah, and I think this completes the Cleveland-Baltimore trade. I think this was a very fair trade. Baltimore gets Cleveland's franchise back in 1996, and in return, in the year 2023, Baltimore gives Cleveland a playoff quarterback.
Joe Flacco.
Boom.
Yep. You're 100% right. That's full circle. And you're welcome, Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
We got to throw them a bone. It's been a little bit of misery for them for a while there.
Right, and this is going to help relations.
I wasn't the one who selected a alcoholic who doesn't watch film. I wasn't the one who. That was you guys. So
hey, won a Heisman though, pretty electric. I mean, he was friends with LeBron.
So,
I mean, if you hang out with LeBron, then you're probably worth. You're probably worth that number one pick. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's exciting for Joe. We just please don't win a Super Bowl there, please.
I don't think you will.
Speaking of the AFC North, Patrick, Ravens, massive win. I've never had so many emotions go through me in one game. At first, I thought, oh my gosh, the Rams are going to run this ball every single play,
right,
and we're not going to be able to stop it. On that first drive, I literally thought that. Then on that first drive, they said, nope, screw it. We're going to throw the ball 4 times in a row. And then that drive ends, and they field goal. And I'm like, okay, maybe we're in this. Ravens kind of come out not looking too good. We get touchdown. We have some success, some not success. It's just a bad looking game. We will kind of discombobulated. Aside from an Isaiah Likely breakout touchdown, another massive blown coverage OBJ touchdown. It's not looking great. Everything in between that. At time comes, we think maybe we make some adjustments, and it's kind of like the same old. We start to hit our stride at the end there. We comes down, we get a safety. All of a sudden, we're it's just Patrick. I just don't know. I can't even talk about this game without having all these emotions just flare up inside of me. Bottom line is, when we returned that touchdown after the Zay Flowers touchdown and 2-point conversion, I'm balled in 100%. Things are falling our way. We're not just playing good. Things are falling our way. Super Bowl confirmed. Bowl confirmed.
That game yesterday gave.
It's a trap game. Trap game.
I think the Rams are pretty solid team.
Trap game.
I think that game gave you pretty much everything you could ask for in an NFL game. I mean, it gave you long touchdowns, blown coverages, good defense at some point. Teams that were trying to run the ball, teams that were trying to throw the ball, punt return touchdown. You got a safety in there. I mean, it was a mix of pretty much everything and anything you can get in an NFL game, and you sprinkle it all into one. And the only thing that could have made it better was maybe a little bit of snow.
Snow would have been pretty sweet, but so we get heavy rain, which
it didn't really rain yesterday.
It kind of rained, Patrick.
It wasn't that heavy. My sources at the stadium told me weather cooperated pretty well.
I said I've seen sources say it was wet. So you tell me. But it's a great win for the Ravens. Rams, you got to feel miserable right now. Sean McVay made some questionable coaching decisions where you go, Sean, you still got it. Sean. Are you still a young boy genius? Because eventually, Patrick, you're not a young boy genius anymore. You're just
genius. Yeah, just genius. And I think he still is a genius.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's basically John Gruden's son, and it's...
Right, and John Gruden's stand-up guy, we know.
stand-up guy. He's working his way back in the league. You know.
Is he on TV yet?
No. But we're officially in the part of the John Gruden stuff where he's getting rumored for jobs, and so that's like step 2 of the comeback.
Yeah, it's interesting, and because like Urban Meyer, they just put him back on TV right away.
Yeah,
like they said, forget everything, you're back on TV. You're gonna be talking about college football, like immediately. But John Gruden, a little bit different situation in their eyes, because remember he wasn't
just a bad coach, right? Yeah, and it wasn't.
I wouldn't say Urban Meyer was just a bad coach.
Yeah, but just because he's getting a little down and dirty in a Cincinnati bar after a loss, man, that doesn't mean that you're a bad guy. That can't mean that, right?
That's a question beyond I think what I'm capable of answering. So I don't know.
Hey, he looked like he was having a good time. That's all that matters, right?
He was having fun. Speaking of having fun, Bears fans having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields might have played well enough to save his jobs, and that's kind of crazy for me.
Worst outcome.
Because if somehow Justin Fields saves his job and they don't go get potentially a generational quarterback, there's a chance that Bears might just not be good for a long time. Now, maybe he is the guy, but I mean this respectfully. He's also lost a lot of games.
Yeah, he's lost more games in this league than a lot of quarterbacks have ever done. And Josh, and the thing is, I don't think Justin Fields is the guy. So the funniest outcome here is for Justin Fields to prove to the front office that they think they can build around him, and then them still be bad for the next 4 years. And that sounds horrendous.
True. Now, the Bears are 5-8 right now, but also at 5-8, we have the Chargers, and I've been told Justin Herbert, amazing, great quarterback. So at the very least, a hybrid combination of Tyson Bagent and Justin Fields is equivalent to Justin Herbert.
I mean,
right?
That's a great point. That's a great point, Josh. Now that you put it like that, maybe a 2-quarterback system is the way to go for the Chicago Bears in the future. You keep Tyson as that backup option, and you keep Justin, maybe mixing a couple more wins than losses. And I think you got a formula.
Yeah, you put the combination together, and it's like, hey, we're at least better than Justin Herbert right here.
Yeah,
or
you
equivalent, because it's same record, so it's equal to.
Mm-hmm. And Easton Stick, don't forget about him.
I might have forgot about him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's on me. That's on me there. So that's, hey, there. Listen, as a DJ Moore fantasy owner, feeling pretty good about yesterday's performance. I'm hoping that those things keep coming. Like Justin Fields, let's keep moving here. Let's keep going.
Let's keep it
playoffs? Can we make the playoffs?
I mean, only one game back if the Packers lose tonight.
Oh man, if the Bears make the playoffs, that's dream scenario for me right now. Jake Browning equals good. That's my notes, Patrick. Expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he might be a guy. He's 18 for 24 yesterday. Got banged up, but he's a tough guy. He toughs it out, right? And maybe Jake Browning is not bad, and it looks like the Bengals might just make the playoffs because of it.
Patrick, you said something wrong there. You said Jake Browning might be a guy. Scratch to that. Jake Browning might be the guy.
Is it a system?
Guy. And we have to ask, is Joe Burrow system quarterback? Because Jake Browning's playing better right now than Joe Burrow did first 4 weeks. Now, granted, I want to remember Joe Burrow was hurt, right?
He was.
Those 4 weeks.
Yes. Yes.
So we at least know healthy Jake Browning better than Joe Burrow hurt is what I'm seeing.
Right.
And also, the system hadn't changed. System was still the same, right? Potentially.
Still same coaching staff.
You do the math there. Jake
Carry
Browning
the one.
good.
Yeah, I mean that's what that sounds like it equals to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's wild. If the Bengals could figure this out. Now, the AFC North picture right now is stupid. It's actually stupid. It's Ravens at 10-3, but then it's Browns at 8-5 with Joe Flacco slinging the rock. Steelers at 7-6. I'm be honest with you. I'm less worried about the Steelers in this picture. I think we're less. That's
that ship sailed.
Yeah. But the Bengals at 7-6 there, I think they could sneak their way up here. I think they could sneak their way in a couple wins, make a wild card spot. So that's going to be, I mean, it's dumb. How did this happen? Like, can you imagine
North.
Joe Burrowless Bengals team wins a couple playoff games?
There would be a lot of conversation. I'll tell you that.
Conversation would be wicked. It'd be like,
be a lot of.
How valuable is Joe Burrow to the Bengals organization? Does it?
It would be. I'll tell
or are
you
we
what.
Just gonna say Jake Browning's that good?
Yeah, I mean, that off-season conversation would be something, Josh.
Yeah. So moving on. Oh wait, we got an update. Joe Burrow loaned his suit to QB Jake Browning. So Browning's friend. Oh, suite, not suit. Sweet to Jake Browning, so Browning's friends and family could attend the game. Well, that's very nice of him.
Very nice of him.
Like,
very nice.
So Joe Burrow's got a suite?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's probably included in that new deal. He's the quarterback of the franchise, man. He gets a suite.
But it does feel right. Like, if Jake Browning's starting, he should have access to that suite.
He should have access to that suite, you would think. Yeah, but, you know, it's Cincinnati. You never know.
Hey, good class act by Joe. Class act by Joe there. Last thing on the docket, Josh and Pat updates. Patrick, what do you got for us on the update train?
Yeah, I mean, back against the wall, what do? You give 100% effort and you come out of it. And that's what you do here on finals week. And so, you know, you bear down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got this, Patrick. It's
Thank you.
And I don't want to make you want to make you depressed. But it's your last finals week of all time for the history.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that right now.
Really, because that like broke me when I thought that, and I was like, "It's over, shoot." Because I kind of like school. Like I kind of was all right at school, so I was like, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. We come to grips with that.
Like, there's nothing better than like cracking a monster and saying, "Hey, let's like grind."
Yeah, no, I can't relate to that.
Okay, different stories. Patrick, no updates for me. A couple pending things we got to figure out here. Okay, and this is just a big pending. Coming up is the big firefighter ball. Okay. Now, my mission is I gotta find a +1. I gotta find a +1 to this ball. Okay.
Wait. Never mind. Keep going.
So that's the thing. So it's a firefighting ball. It's like I didn't even know it existed, but in the firefighting world, it's a big deal. You know, you dress up, you go to this ball, and everyone gets a +1, and I have a +1 to this ball, and it's like, hey, I gotta find somebody. I'm not sure where or how, but like I got like a month to like find a +1.
Oh, I mean, ball's in your court. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, what do like? Where am I gonna find this person, Patrick?
Yeah, I could never think of a way that you would find one.
I just don't understand. And listen, it's the new mission, guys. It's the new mission. Find Josh Klein a firefighting ball date. Which, by the way, 6 months ago, if you had told me that this is the situation I'm in, I would have never believed you. But here we are, and it's wild. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got, Pat. It's
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. I mean, you'll figure it out, Josh. I have confidence.
Thank you. Me too. Anyways, that's the show. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you guys tonight for a TikTok live stream. And then we'll also see you next week for another episode. Or no, this Friday for another episode of Josh and Pat. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.